going to discuss of course, the Pizza Ninja boot camp and the upcoming Amsterdam event and so much more. Obviously, the market is pumping, which we're going to talk about on here. This show is brought to you on X and YouTube. Feel free to jump in the chat, join the conversation. It's of course brought to you by Pizza Ninjas. This is the Pizza Ninja Community Show, and today I'm joined by my co-host Fred Bills, who will probably be at the Amsterdam event. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, but man, this market's been absolutely crazy, Fred. I don't know if you've been paying attention to it, but I think Ordinals and Runes are back, man. What do you think?
I do think we deserve it. We deserve a little victory lap. It's been a long time coming, and we can't deny it. As a little celebration, I'm wearing the appropriate merch today. The mother chain.
There it is. I made you smile as soon as you said that. Heck yeah, man. I mean, take a look at this across the board. You love to see it, right? Like, you love to see that much green across. Runes is the same way. I'm going to go ahead and get some more ninjas in here just for a second, so bear with me while we're looking at that. Have you looked at your personal bags?
My rune bags are, well, up from where I bought them way back, which is good, albeit slightly. So that's great. I never took the glasses off, as you can see with my PFP. So that's good there. And of course, I mean, our ninja smashed through 0.15 and is now at 1.65, which is absolutely bonkers. And you love to see it.
Yeah, dude. Crazy to see. Yeah, I mean, come on now, 27%, 0.165. That's nuts, dude. Love to see it. I don't know if you saw too, like there's some some selling for like above floor that people just like, which I personally love to see, right? Like I love to see that, like, people grabbing the ones that they just like, opposed to, just grabbing a random one off the floor, because people resonate with them more.
Although there were some crazy grails listed for like 0.12 or something this week on the floors as well that I spotted. I just thought, dang, this one's not going to be on the floor for long. Yeah.
So where was so this one, the skull one, 0.21 sell 4 hours ago. You got the kind of Leo looking skull, like, and colors, to be honest with you. Oh wait, it's not showing. Hold on. It's, this one sold for 0.21. Crazy, man. I love it. You love to see it. Love to see, just hard work paying off. And overall, all of the ordinals just doing well. All of the runes, kind of the top runes, kind of making a bounce back. Besides decentralized, because they kind of abandoned, but most are doing pretty well. I do want to talk for a second about this Bitcoin Unleashed. So we are doing an after party. Of course, this is our next event. It's coming up in Amsterdam. It's going to be co-hosted by BitLayer, I believe Ryder as well. That's why "Are you riding?" is their catchphrase. You can get signed up for this. It's actually free if you're a Pizza Ninja. We have a code in the Discord. Now, I'm pretty sure we also have a code on Bitcoin Amsterdam itself. But I don't. Oh, here I am, like, not even showing you guys what I'm looking at. I'm pretty sure I have a code for the actual Bitcoin Unleashed itself, but I want to be sure on that before we talk about that. But definitely get signed up for this, especially if you're a ninja, especially if it's not like, if you plan on going anyways, because it's free, and free things are really cool, and we throw really good parties. A lot of people can attest for that. Fred, aren't you going to try to make it out there?
Yeah, I lived in Amsterdam for like 3 years. So I know the location, the Adam Towers. You kind of have to take a little ferry for 2 minutes to just cross the river. And then you have an amazing view from the entire city up there. Actually, there was a business mining helium, the network, funny enough. The Dutch are very much crypto friendly. So it's going to be a buzzing conference. And back in the day, you could make a bag mining helium in that sense. We have Frux saying he's alive once again. All right, well, welcome back.
The Ordinals. Yeah, the Frux. They're also a project, and shout out to Frux. They've been really supportive over the ninjas. That's what he's talking about. Though I'm searching for them right now to see how they're doing. I've had a flight connected in Amsterdam, but I've never actually got to explore it, Would love to. I don't know if I'll, specifically be at this one. When is it? October 11th? I probably won't, being that so soon. But if so, I would love to meet you, Fred, in person, and all the other ninjas that are going to be out there. If not, our ninja that does the music, Captain, one of our ninjas that does the music, he is in this part of the world. Like, he's like very close to here. So I hope to see him out there. Maybe he could even like DJ or something. That'd be really cool. He's made 2 Pizza Ninja songs, so that'd be so cool to see him out there.
Yeah. Oh man, I love these songs. They're really well made.
They're catchy, man. They're super catchy. Yeah. He's a great artist and very unique with his stuff, man. Like, I love his unique style. Got to hang out with him in where were we? Lisbon, and that was such a great time. His name is Captain, by the way. I have him pulled up already. He has a couple of songs. Let's see.
Captain with a K, right?
Captain with a K, yeah. He has his own YouTube channel where he has some Pizza Ninja songs. But this is the one like it's pretty, we got Crypto Lucian in here, or Vincent, which is a successful content creator. I know that he's there. He's very excited that Dog is up, because he's like probably one of my favorite dog influencers. Not probably, he is. He said Ninja's up 27% in the last 24 hours, now sitting at $10.6 thousand US dollars. Very fitting for the song. Yeah, Captain's from the Netherlands, so it's so cool to, hopefully he'll be able to make it over there. Besides that, I mean, I think everybody's kind of calming down from the event. All of our Bitcoin Masquerade events and everything that we did in in Singapore and Korea for Token 2049. So we do have a couple things that we've been working on a little bit behind the scenes, and then we can go into the Creator Bootcamp. One of the ones is we've been doing GIFs, all right? So we only have 51 uploaded. I don't know if you saw this, Fred, but look at the amount of plays that we have for it.
Wild, eh?
1 million. 1 million. That's a lot, man, for 51 GIF uploads. Super excited about that. And also, for those that don't know, if you own a Ninja, it gives you access to Ninja Alerts. So it allows you to track your Ordinals portfolio, and you can actually see holders of specific collections, what they're buying and selling. So the tool that we had on ETH, we have one, and it's continually being developed on Ordinals. So this is kind of like what the dashboard looks like. And on one of the future episodes, I need to pull up mine and kind of go through it and show it to you and like spend a longer section on it. But this is just really cool, especially when the market's heating up, because it really shows you like, why is, we were just talking about Captain. Why is Captain buying that Circle of Life, huh? Why is, I could label Fred's wallet. Like, why is Fred buying this derivative, right? Like, it's really cool just to track. You can track floor prices of collections. You can track your friends or smart wallets, Wells, whoever you want to, and just kind of see what people are doing. So like, again, you have like, what are the Quantum Cats buying and selling? What are the Pizza Ninjas buying and selling? What's trending? Did you know that, Fred, that it gives you access to this?
Yeah, I remember when Trevor was just building it, and it was kind of in early stages, and he showed me. I was already blown away back then. But you know what I'm thinking, bro? This is like really good for content creators as well, right? Because you can give out these insights on the feed. I think that would be so sick. Just, who are the smart people buying now? Where does the smart money flow? Where does money from certain collections flow? I think that's super interesting info, right?
Yeah, man, it's kind of like giving like inside access to a private tool. Like that's a really great idea for content. I would love to see some more of that, maybe during our boot camp. Don't want to transition to that quite yet, because I have a couple more things I want to talk about, but I do want to talk about the upcoming boot camp and leveraging analytics in just a few minutes. I actually just saw, while we were looking at this, that Harto says I need to try and verify my Ninja. Harto is the artist behind Fluoriforms and some other projects. He's actually like a pretty well-known artist. One, I didn't know that he was holding a Ninja, and two, it's crazy to me like how many people are holding a Ninja and just like, don't even have it verified. Like they might have just liked the art, or they might have just like, bought it just because, for me, it's like, if I buy something like that, I'm like, trying to get like maximum like, you know, value out of it. But some people just like to buy and chill, man. Or some people just like to buy to support the project. Some people just like to buy because they like the art. It's such a fresh reminder that like we have a ton of holders that like are just as valuable as any other holder, but you know, they might just be chilling, you know, with their ninjas. So that's really cool. Also, Trevor kind of teased on this. He said, did you try the new alerts feature? So yeah, definitely if you have a Ninja, check out the actual Ninja Alerts tool that the Ninja gives you access to, so you can, you know, be up to date with that. With all that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about the boot camp this week, Fred. Doing the leveraging analytics. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, for sure. So do you want to recap what we did last week kind of briefly and then move into what's happening this week? Because I do love that last week we had a stacked panel of guests that were all from within our community. And how amazing was that? We had moods, talk about consistency, talk about style and like finding your niche in your brand. The topic was branding in general, right? Like how to stand out in the sea of NPCs and how to be memorable. I think it was super insightful discussion. We had Mudian as well share with us like a workbook that anyone can use to really work on the tone of your brand. Which emotions do you want to evoke? What do you stand for? What's your mission and your values? Everything that we need to figure out so that we know who we are. And I think that was the central theme of last week. Just branding as an exercise is really just self-discovery, and it never stops. So, you know, just Chris and I, before this call, we were discussing how we're still evolving our own, you know, personal brands and trying to find the right short little monikers that everyone can remember about our brands. As you can see, Chris has the DGen Dad t-shirt that he's wearing now. So, you know, it's something that we consistently have to think about if we want to stand out in the sea of creators. And we also had Ken over, who spoke specifically about the IP and what you can create, the licenses that every Ninja holder has to create their own initiatives and projects leveraging our IP. So that was last week, Chris. This week, remind me, what's the topic?
Leveraging analytics. But I also wanted to comment on last week. I thought it was really good. I got a lot out of it. One of the exercises was like picking like 3 words that kind of describe your direction that you're going. And I struggle with like niching down, ironically, because we've had the argument over niches. But I feel like I might go too broad and like try to hit all audiences too much. And so when I see like a whole list of 50 words and it's like pick 3 of these that describe the direction that you want to go, it's almost stressful. It's like, oh gosh, do I want to be a creative? Do I want to be entertainment? Do I want to be, I don't remember all the words. Do I want to like, you know, be known as witty or smart or whatever? And it's hard to like really narrow down and be like, okay, I really need to define my brand. Because I think one of my favorite parts too is they're talking about like, if you're like expected to be like a cringe creator, then like if that's your brand, you could probably do really well with like shock content or cringe stuff or like, you know, edge stuff. We gave a lot of examples of that. Whereas if you're not and you do something like that, then it's off brand and probably off putting toward your audience. You know, so it's like really like deciding, you know, who's you're following, what you are, and all. I don't know, man. There's so many layers to this, right?
I feel many layers.
We didn't even talk about. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to finish this thought, because it's almost like by default, anything that you're putting out online is not going to be 100% crisp, because there's always things that you don't really show. So you have to, in a sense, abstractize yourself, and kind of every piece of content that you put out almost needs to be like thought through of like, you know, is this what I want to be communicating? Is this interesting, valuable to my audience, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like you're running your own checks and balances on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually around what I was going to say too, is that like, you also have to define like, I hate to say this because like I like authenticity, but like, let's be real, like you can pick and choose like if you're going to be yourself or not online. And if you're not, you need to figure out what that not you is going to be, you know, especially if it's like Web3 to where you're like, you don't even show your face or, you know, and you're behind a PFP. Like there's a lot of cringe creators that might not be cringe people in real life, but they kind of just adopted that role, right? A lot of memers that might be like, I met this one guy, he's actually in the pups community. I don't know, he could be kind of like shocking behavior in real life, I don't know, but like he like does nothing but like cringe, shock, like edgy content. And when I met him in person, he was like clean shaved, like wearing like a button up, like didn't cuss, didn't he didn't look like that character at all. And again, I could, maybe he's somebody different, wherever, but that's an example of like, if you are going to do this Web3 persona, just like try to define what you're going after.
Yeah, it's so good. And we had a couple like case studies of creators that we looked at together, right? Like, will someone like choose rich, like Nick? Will he IRL also just walk around in coffee shops and act in that way? So there's a persona.
No, he won't. That's a character, right? Like he's kind of put on that character of that rich snob, that's like cringe content, and it works for him. And so that's now the character, which the thing that sucks about that is you're kind of defined by that character now, which you could leverage if it's strong enough. Like his is pretty strong, but I guess I like authenticity because it's probably a lot more chill just to like be yourself, right? Like you can't really, you don't have to put on a mask every day. But regardless, I mean, that's a great example of a character, because that I've met Nick a couple of times, never had a deep conversation with him, but like he's not that same guy that you would see. Even if you even knew him before the Choose Rich, era, then you would know that like that's not the same person.
And you would have probably not put down a bet on that was going to happen. Like, let's be honest, it was a viral moment, right? It all started on a boat with the crew, right? With the Bodoggos crew, and it took on a life of its own. And so did Haktua, right? It takes on a life of its own, and now they have to feed that, and they want to, and it brings
feed the machine.
Feed the machine. That's right.
But yeah, this week we're going to be talking about leveraging analytics, and we're actually going to be working. I didn't realize Leonidas was in here. Yo, what's up, Leonidas? Thanks for dropping by. I was wondering, I was like, why did Cryptolution tag Leonidas? And that makes more sense. It wasn't showing up for me. Yeah, so back to this. This week's going to be on leveraging analytics, and one of the speakers is going to be one of my favorite persons, analytics out of everybody, especially in the ordinal space. And on top of that, they use their ninja for their brand, which I love as well. And that's Dogfather. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring him up real quick. So this is Dogfather's. This is like kind of the post that we're doing to kind of like, present him. But let me go ahead and open him up. Dang it, I'm going to do that in a new tab. I'm going to open up his profile in a new tab. So if he strikes me as a person that's going to have all this stuff organized in his highlights, and here it is. And so like if you see, like he does a really good job at like color coding. He uses his ninja as his logo, his name, Dogfather Analytics. And pretty much anytime I see this style of analytics, I think about him, like the color scheme, of course the ninja is a dead giveaway, the name and all of that. But yeah, some of the best analytics that I follow, and honestly everyone does pretty well. I mean, look at these impressions, man, like 22K views, 40K impressions. I mean, 127K impressions on this one. Like he's crushing it, man. And he'll be coming to speak this Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and about about analytics and writing, being able to leverage it.
Yeah, you want to know a fun little side story on on me and Dogfather? So the first time that I looked at the feed, I think sometimes he posts like if it is fitness challenges or something like that, and then he would post some pictures of people doing a dead hang, for example, right? And dead hang is kind of like a popular exercise, but it was the person on the dead hang was a woman, and so for the longest time I thought, wait, could it be that Dogfather is a woman but calling themselves Dogfather? So I got confused, but then I just realized he just posts all kinds of pictures like that with different people in there, and that's just what it is.
Funny.
So yeah, that kind of like
he does it intentionally too.
Yeah, exactly. So it does create a little bit of an intrigue, right? So I like that. And yeah, I think the kind of like my tagline when it comes to being data driven has
Is it
always
this one?
been. Let's see, dead hang challenge, and then obviously this engages more than if there's no picture or if there's I don't
Yep.
know. I mean, it's just a good move, and I think yeah. What I wanted to say as a tagline for analytics: without data, you're just another person with an opinion, right? And so there's so many cool tools, and even Twitter native analytics that we can dissect and look at, and we can really go in depth on like what is the difference between views and likes and the number behind the reposts. What should you optimize for, right? We can look at things like even databases, Chris, right? Like, how do you track your best content? Because you have to know what your audience loves, and you have to track that stuff. So there needs to be some way for you to store, revisit, etc. So we'll cover all that and more. And I'm super stoked for this one.
Yeah, me too, man. That's something I've been trying to get better at is look at my analytics on my Twitter, on my YouTube. And I don't have this figured out, right? I will say this is kind of just like a requisite of like somebody who's not qualified to speak on this, but I have been trying to figure out like, exactly my audience. Like I even put out a poll this weekend. I said, why do you follow me? And I meant this, like, is it because of news? Is it because of alpha, or is it other? And it looks like people, 54% of people voted other, which is like a lot of this is because like I've spent so much time building up my rep in this space. A lot of people at this point just follow me for what seems to be me, which I love, and that's great. Still makes me I still try to focus on, okay, well, what's gonna like get me to those next steps, right? Like, is the majority of these people like, how am I going to get more people that enjoy my stuff? So, I did, and I ran the same poll on a different platform as well. I ran it on YouTube. I didn't get as much feedback on this, but I got a little bit. A little bit's better than nothing. And it looks like 34% of people voted for meme coins, 45% crypto news, 16% interviews. So the other was actually substantially less on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out. I know this isn't quite analytics, but this is trying.
It is.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's so. While the number of votes might not be significant enough, at least in the YouTube case, it does inform you, right? It does. It also shows something very interesting, which is a little bit of a disparity between YouTube and Twitter. So maybe the YouTube crowd, due to the fact that there's a different PFP, they will perhaps not know the depth of your involvement in the ordinal scene, while the Twitter crowd even says things like, hey, you're helping to innovate ordinals, and that's what I love to see, right? And so I think that's like also a really interesting one, the difference between platforms and how we present each other, how we present ourselves there.
I think it's time I ripped the Band-Aid off and changed my YouTube PFP to my Ninja. I just haven't done it yet because like it's always been me, and like I've never done any NFT or ordinal for the years that I've been involved. But I don't know. I think it's about that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure of. I'm interested to see the results of that experiment. If you change the PFP there, if it's even like significant, if people even care.
They probably don't.
I know for in some circles on Twitter, if you have a cartoon PFP, then you kind of just get like a bit dismissed, or it's just not working as well in terms of engagement in like the general Twitterverse.
Yeah, I don't know. I think on Twitter it matters more than YouTube. On YouTube, probably not.
Yeah, I think so.
Earlier, I wanted to do this earlier. I forgot, but here's a little tip. Fred said earlier that if you have something attached to your tweet, like media, that it helps. And I wanted to show a little bit of alpha on that. So I have this banger quote right now. It says, "Without data, you're just another person with an opinion." It's by Fred Builds. So if I'm like, man, I really need some type of picture with this, I can go to GIF and I can type in Pizza Ninja. Watch this, baby. And boom, it's like, okay, this will like I just find one that fits, right? Or one that's like
Have
entertaining.
one. Have one. Can
I
you
like
do
this
the
one.
one with?
Wait, which one?
Uh,
Which one do you want?
I really like the one with the TV head that was just walking, because then it kind of made it seem like you're programmable unless you have like your
This
own
one?
opinions and your own data. Yeah,
This one? Okay.
yeah,
Well, there you go. Without data, you're just another person with an opinion, and the quality is also higher when it renders. We focused really hard on basically getting the highest like GIF quality that you could. Now, GIFs compress no matter what. Like, there's not like a 1080 GIF out there because it has to be compressed. But yeah. So if you're ever struggling with like what picture to use, just use a picture. Just use a Ninja GIF.
absolutely.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Well, we hit. Yeah. What's that?
no, I was just saying this is a great one. I was discussing the merits of things like doing GMs as you start out your account. Like personally, I don't do GMs anymore, but they really helped me to get to a level of like a couple thousand followers. So,
Why
try
don't
it
you do
out.
them?
I think it's just a little bit too brain rot for me. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I already don't think I communicate. How should I phrase this? I think I want to lead with value. I want to lead with like really good content. And so the GMs at some
Sure.
point they lost place in the strategy.
So if you want to see all the Pizza Ninjas, by the way, you can actually go to the actual like Pizza Ninjas like Giphy, and they're all like that way. They're not kind of like scattered out. You can kind of see what we have going right now. There's moods. I like this one.
It's
We need
so
to get one
cute.
for you, Fred. What do you want?
Oh my God. Like, can I think about that? It's too much
Yeah.
opportunity there.
Yeah. Would you use it? You definitely wouldn't use it for a GM, so we're not going to get you one that has to do with waking up in the morning.
No, I want to get I want to get like some sort of combat sports one. Something.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, and your ninja kind of looks like it would be in the combat sports, so that would make sense as well.
I think so. That's at least the intention with which I put it together.
Yeah. Yeah, for GMs, I agree with you on the brain rot. I've heard this. I don't know if it's still true. I actually heard this maybe from Alex Fenn. Yo, Scotch Fox said, "Go Pizza Ninjas, let's go." Appreciate you dropping by. I saw that you joined Ninjas this week. So if that's true, it's great to have you. It's great to have you on this stream. And I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you're part of the Ninjas. I love a good whiskey. I had some really good whiskey in Nashville. A big bourbon person, and yeah, it's really cool. We also have some other whiskey lovers in our community. Skylar, whose hat I stole, is one of them. And we got Pups World Peace in here, baby. Let's go pump my bags. I own some Pups token. I don't own any of their ordinals. Unfortunately, I do love the ordinal. But Ninja 118. Let's take a look at that. I think that I know you posted about it, but I want to go ahead and find it right now.
Scotch Fox,
Scotch, I'm sure you know this. What's that? Oh,
he was just asking, will you be at Amsterdam? I'll bring Scotch. Scotch Fox, look, don't threaten me with a good time. I mean, let's get it going. I actually have to talk to you about something. I saw an RWA project that was working with whiskey, and I thought that was cool and unique. I'd love to get your opinion on that. We'll dive into that at the bar in Amsterdam.
By the way, Scott, did you know this? That you can go into your Ninja page and animate it and then save the animation, and then like save it right here. Now have a Ninja GIF of this, or you can put stickers on it. I used to do the GM, even though Fred doesn't like GM.
Don't get me wrong, I like it. Like I also like commenting. It's almost like a manner in Web3, like good manners to compliment people in the beginning of the day, right? Or when you see each other on the timeline.
Oh, yeah. So I meant to. I didn't follow that thought through that I was going to say earlier. Is that I'll say it with this in the background, but with the GMs, I heard that like your first post of the day like helps get you leverage for the day. And like your content, like if it's engaged, And I know like GM just in general, there's like GM groups, and like I've never went out of my way to add myself to one, but I'm obviously in one or a couple, because every time I say GM, there's like the same set of people that say it, like almost like bots. But it does help with the post, like it does, like because a lot of people are commenting, a lot of people are like, you know, liking it and stuff like that, because like it's like a routine, like a GM routine. And so I just feel like it helps my post throughout the day. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. And it is kind of brain rotty. That's why, like, every once in a while, not every once in a while, like most of the time, I try to throw something in there, like that's actually like beneficial or something like that, like GM, and then like not something too general. It just depends. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it. But
like, just to finish the thoughts on the GM, it's like no one's gonna remember you for saying GM in a reply, but they're gonna remember you if you say something super thoughtful and on point that's, you know, provoking more thought. So yeah, I think it's just a higher return on the more elaborate ways.
Scotch Fox said, maybe someone can help me animate my ninja with a whiskey. You know, that might be a real possibility. You know, how I'll be sipping out of a whiskey glass or something like that. I'm going to keep that in mind. I'll take a note on that. Sweet. Well, we went over a lot today. Man, I would love to go to Amsterdam. I doubt I will with it being so soon, but we shall see. Yeah, Fred might be there. I guess we'll find out. And with all that being said, I think we really covered everything today, man. We got the Creator Boot Camp coming up Thursday at 10:30 Eastern Time with Dogfather and, of course, Fred. And we're going to have other guests as well. Last week was really good. We have Amsterdam coming up. Our official event is Friday, October 11th, the Bitcoin Unleashed After Party. It's free for ninjas. And I'm pretty sure it's free. Like, we'll be able to like help you get into the actual event itself too. But hold me to that. Z said, Scotch Fox is a legend. I know. I'm super thankful to have him in the ninja community. I love Scotch. So if, even though I did say I love bourbon earlier, bourbon is my favorite. But, you know, if I like Scotch is like a, you know, a little watered down version. I'm just kidding. But Scotch is really good. I had, my wife bought me a Dalmore 12-year cigar edition. I don't know if you've ever had that, Scotch Fox, and that was the best one I've ever had. I like Dalmore a lot. I've had quite a few of their. I'm probably even saying it wrong. I'm so bad with pronunciation. But anyways, it was really good. Well, that being said, I think that's it, Fred. Any final words? Scotch Fox just put up something, but I can't see. Oh, there's a laughing emoji. Cigar malt. Yeah, cigar malt. It was so good. I still have the case. It was awesome. What a great Christmas present that was.
Yeah, I feel like I
still
still
like
need
the most expensive one I've ever had, even though it's only like $150. So for you, that's probably laughable. But I don't usually spend like that on whiskey. Like, I usually go from like a cheaper bottle to like, you know, my expensive bottles I usually buy are like 80.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend that my palate has evolved to taste that well just yet. So there's a lot of learning on my end that hopefully Scotch Fox can help with. But yeah, no, I have no concluding thoughts other than I love to see us thrive, and I love to see this week and this month unfold, and very, very excited for Thursday's boot camp and excited for Amsterdam. That's that for me.
Awesome. Sweet. Thanks so much, Fred. I think with all that being said, we're going to end today. Appreciate all you that joined. Scotch Fox, it's great to have you in the community. And